Welcome back to AM Northwest. You know, empathy and compassion are essential skills, but many kids are growing up without either one of them. Here with tips to help parents turn that around, we welcome back parenting expert Yishai Busi. Good to have you with us.
Great to be back.
So let me talk to you. But first of all, why is empathy, why is compassion, why is it so important?
So to be a happy human, to have healthy relationships with other people, to have an impact, to make things better, and just to be fulfilled, empathy is essential. It's a prerequisite for that.
Explain for people who don't understand the difference between empathy and sympathy.
Sure. So sympathy is like, oh, Helen, I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. Sympathy is about me, kind of. You know, like I don't know what to do here, and I'm uncomfortable with your discomfort. Empathy is about curiosity. It's about putting myself in your shoes, feeling some of what your feelings are, because I can resonate with some pain that you're feeling. It's a lot deeper, harder, and it actually takes more effort and practice.
Are fewer kids learning empathy now? What are your thoughts on that?
I think there are a lot of forces in our culture that are undermining their innate capacity for empathy. It's built in all of us, and I think, but it gets buried often for kids, and that's what we have to be concerned. I think it's there, and I think they have it, but we often don't make room for their empathy to grow and flourish.
So you say one of the things to do is to show more curiosity about your child's experience.
Right. So oftentimes as parents, we lose curiosity. We make assumptions.
Right.
You know, so you're not doing your homework because you would just rather play video games. You're spoiled, you're entitled, you're lazy. And you need to shape up. You need to get it together. You need to get your homework done. There's no empathy there.
Right.
A lot of assumptions. There's no curiosity. Curiosity and empathy go hand in hand. We all get like that sometimes. But when we do that, we're not trying to understand at all. We're stuck in our own story about why they're behaving the way they're behaving.
So how would you take that same scenario and approach it differently with more curiosity?
So tell me what's going on. I've noticed you're spending a lot more time. Every time I look over, you're playing video games or you're on your phone and not doing your homework. I want to understand what's going on. At first they might say, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then you make the assumption they want to do well. All kids want to do well. They want to make us proud. So we need to figure this out. What's happening for you? If we're genuinely curious and we stay with it, eventually what's going to pop out of that space that we give them is something like, you know, I'm trying. I was staring at my paper for 20 minutes and my mind goes blank. Or I'm staring at that screen and I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And so then I just get distracted and it's so hard for me to focus. Now all of a sudden it's like,
I get it.
Let's figure this out.
Right.
Instead of calling you names and we can't do anything with that.
Right. You also say to help them manage or reduce their anxiety level or their stress level. That's super important.
Yeah. So teenagers particularly, the average teenager is just as intelligent as you and I. They're just as capable as you and I as excelling intellectually and mentally, provided they're not stressed, they're not sleep deprived, they're not in a hurry. When you put those forces in relative to you and I, their performance at problem solving and all these skills plummets. They're terrible at that. And so many adolescents today and preteens are so stressed and anxious, there's no room to be able to empathize. I can't put myself in your shoes if I'm so preoccupied with losing my own shoes.
Right.
You know, and so sometimes, you know, a lot of parents watching this, sometimes they'll have kids who are like, I don't care. It doesn't matter. And they act like they don't care, and the parents will worry, like, does my kid have no empathy?
Right.
They'll do some horrible thing, and they act like they don't care at all. They almost care too much, probably. It's very unlikely they're a sociopath. It's what's more likely is they're overwhelmed by trying to make everyone happy and they feel like they're a constant disappointment and they give up.
They just give up. That makes a lot of sense. You say to share your own experience often.
So the era of the two-dimensional cardboard cutout parent is gone. Kids today expect us to be real and authentic. And that doesn't mean oversharing, and that doesn't mean just losing it all the time, but it means being honest about how we're impacted by their behavior. So when you lie, I'm hurt, I'm disappointed, I'm frustrated. I've had a really full day at work, I'm super overwhelmed, I'm stressed, I'm sorry I yelled at you, it's not okay. I'm juggling a lot and I could really use your help. This is just a really hard time. Or I'm missing my mom, your grandma, because it's an anniversary. And so I'm just kind of more sad than usual. Like just human experiences, sharing that. We're not dumping on them because we're showing, like, I'm going to be okay, but I am going through a hard time. Kids really respect that when we're honest with them.
It's really important, you say, too, to set limits on screens and provide digital mentorship.
Yes, yes. So
Because it seems to me those screens can provide a lot of serious anxiety for kids.
it can.
Yeah.
So I first have to say, there are positive aspects of screens. I don't want to be a curmudgeon, screens are all bad. Positive aspects. Having said that, adolescents themselves, in surveys, a Pew Research survey, they understand that screens, there are problems with screens, that they give a false sense of reality. There's bullying. There's a sense of, like, people's lives are better than they actually are. There are aspects of it that are very shallow and that don't facilitate empathy,
right,
that are very superficial. And this is one of those factors that does undermine empathy for kids. I don't think the answer is taking it away. Digital mentorship is, let's have conversations. Like, do you think Kim Kardashian is always really happy and looking that glamorous, or do you think she has a full-time staff that helps her? Do you think she struggles? Do you think those people that are at the party that, are always happy? No, like, people put their best foot forward, but we need to involve and engage them and also give them breaks for that, so they can have in-person interactions and not just online ones.
How important is it to involve your family, the kids especially, in the volunteering or doing some community service?
Essential.
Yeah.
It's essential. And this surprised me. Another study came out that said they compared one group volunteered in the community, helping others or supporting a cause. Another group focused on self-care activities like exercising or taking a day off of work to relax. The group that volunteered displayed more psychological well-being, emotional health, and happiness. Helping other people is ultimately more valuable and essential for building empathy and well-being than even, not that the self-care is bad, obviously that's a good thing.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we need to put ourselves in other people's shoes, help other people, get out of our own head, not make everything about ourselves.
Yeah.
If parents can do that with their kid, even better.
Yishai, thank you so much. This was very